Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing great. So in this episode, we're going to talk about my recent short film, Hey Siri. I'm going to tell you guys how I shot this entire short film all by myself without any crew. So let's get started. If you guys haven't watched the short film yet, the link is in the description below. Do check that out first and then you can watch this video. Go.
Okay.
So this film was really challenging for me because I've never directed and acted at the same time. So it was a bit hard and it was fun as well. I learned a lot during this process. So I'm just gonna tell you guys how I did it. Starting with pre-production, how did I come up with such story? So one day I was just watching a movie and my phone popped up with the OK Google prompt all of a sudden. And it popped up a lot of times. I was a bit confused. Of course, it was a bug. There's no like evil entity in my house. No, there isn't. So I got this crazy story and I just wrote it down on a piece of paper as fast as I could because my memory is really bad, and you guys should do that too. You just write it down whenever you get crazy ideas, just write it down or just note it in your phone. You can work on it later if you want. And after that I made a storyboard. Storyboard is really important for me because it helps me pre-visualize the shots. So just make some rough storyboards. It's up to you. You can make a short list or you can go for storyboarding. This is how I do it. I prefer storyboarded. I don't know whether it's a run and gun film or not. I always storyboard my films. So initially I thought of shooting this with an actor, with a friend of mine, but I was like, no, let's make this a bit more challenging. And I shot this entire film all by myself. Okay, so now let's break down this film. So the total number of camera setups were 7 and total number of shots were more than 10, I guess. I'm not going to go through each and every setup or each and every shot. I'm just going to give you the gist of it. So basically, most of the shots were extreme close-up, and mid close-up. This is a very pretty small room, so I couldn't go for long shot or mid long shots. So let's start with the lighting setup. So the lighting setup was pretty basic. First of all, my room is awfully pink. It's a rented apartment, can't do anything about it. To avoid this pink tone in my film, I bounced a red light on the wall and tried to keep this side as dark as possible. I placed the key light in front of me, and to avoid the shadows I used a fill light. That's pretty much it for the lighting setup. And for each and every shot, of course, I changed the direction of the lighting. To give this film that a cinematic look, that hazy look, I used incense sticks, which are really cheap. Like I got it for 100 rupees, and it gives out a lot of smoke. So I just spread the smoke all around my room. Filmmakers actually use smoke to add depth to the shot. Basically, the light has to pass through the haze to get to the sensor, which diffuses the light, and the subject looks way more sharper than the background. And for this shot, I placed objects in the foreground to give the shot more dimensions. I wanted to look like I'm trapped somewhere, like I'm feeling claustrophobic, because this scene was like a pretty intense scene. Okay, so moving on, for the last shot, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but my friend actually helped me out in this shot. I could have done this by myself, but he really wanted to be a part of this. My best friend Rajesh, who has worked previously on a lot of my short films, he was like, dude, I want to be a part of this. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So these are actually two separate shots. In one shot I acted out, and in the other I told Rajesh to do his bit. So the camera wasn't moved at all here in these two shots. So in post production I masked out the shot using basic masking techniques in Premiere Pro, a bit of color grading, and voila, you got a pretty decent shot. So I took a lot of time in the post production of this film. Color grading is important, right? So I wanted a green tone in this film. I recently watched a movie, a Tamil film, which I'll be recommending you guys at the end of this episode. So it had this green tone in it, and which looked really cool. I tried to do that, but it didn't come out well. But I'm not a good colorist. I'm really bad at color grading. So sound designing is really important when you're making a thriller or a horror film. Sound matters the most. For the background score, I downloaded music from Epidemic Sound, which is a royalty-free soundtrack providing company, and another website called Triune Digital, which is owned by a very famous filmmaking channel called Film Riot, which I follow and which you guys should also follow. So that's basically it. I hope you guys learned something from today's episode. See, don't just let your gears rot in the corner. Go just make films. If I can do it, you can do it.
Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
So thank you so much guys for watching, and the movie that I'm going to recommend you guys today is called Nane Varvain. It's a Tamil language horror thriller film directed by Selvaraghavan and starring Dhanush, who is one of my favorite actors. So if you're into horror genre, then this is a good film to watch. So yeah, that's all for today. You guys go get your gears, make films, work hard, keep smiling, and see you until next time. I'm really sleepy right now. My eyes, they're just shutting by themselves.